Sir George Gilbert Scott, styled Sir Gilbert Scott, was an English Gothic revival architect, chiefly associated with the design, building and renovation of churches and cathedrals. Although he started his career as a leading designer of workhouses, he was one of the most prolific architects which Great Britain has produced, over 800 buildings being designed or altered by him. Scott was the architect of many iconic buildings, including the Midland Grand Hotel at St Pancras Station, the Albert Memorial, and the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, all in London, St Mary's Cathedral, Glasgow, the main building of the University of Glasgow, St Mary's Cathedral in Edinburgh, and King's College London Chapel. Life and career. Born in Gorcott, Buckinghamshire, Scott was the son of a cleric and grandson of the biblical commentator Thomas Scott. He studied architecture as a pupil of James Edmiston and, from 1832 to 1834, worked as an assistant to Henry Roberts. He also worked as an assistant for his friend, Samson Kempthorne, who specialized in the design of workhouses, a field in which Scott was to begin his independent career. Early work. Scott's first work was built in 1833. It was a vicarage for his father, a reverend, in the village of Wappingham, Northamptonshire. It replaced the previous vicarage occupied by other relatives of Scott. Scott went on to design several other buildings in the village. In about 1835, Scott took on William Bynathan Moffat as his assistant and later as his partner. Over 10 years or so, Scott and Moffat designed more than 40 workhouses. During the boom in building such institutions brought about by the Poor Law of 1834, in 1837 they built the parish church of St John in Wall, Staffordshire. At Reading, they built the prison in a picturesque, castellated style. Scott's first church, St Nicholas, was built at Lincoln, after winning a competition in 1838. With Moffat he built the neo-Norman church of St Peter at Norbiton, Surrey. Gothic revival. Meanwhile, he was inspired by Augustus Pugin to participate in the Gothic revival. While still in partnership with Moffat, he designed the Martyrs Memorial on St Giles, Oxford, and St Giles Church, Camberwell, both of which helped establish his reputation within the movement. Commemorating 3 Protestants burnt during the reign of Queen Mary, the Martyrs Memorial was intended as a rebuke to those very high church tendencies which had been instrumental in promoting the new authentic approach to Gothic architecture. St Giles was in plan, with its long chancel, of the type advocated by the Ecclesiological Society. Charles Locke Eastlake said that, in the neighbourhood of London, no church of its time was considered in purer style or more orthodox in its arrangement. It did, however, like many churches of the time, incorporate wooden galleries, not used in medieval churches and highly disapproved of by the High Church ecclesiological movement. In 1844 he received the commission to rebuild the Nikolaikirche in Hamburg, following an international competition. Scott's design had originally been placed third in the competition, the winner being one in a Florentine-inspired style by Gottfried Semper, but the decision was overturned by a faction who favoured a Gothic design. Scott's entry had been the only design in the Gothic style. In 1854 he remodelled the Camden Chapel in Camberwell, a project in which the critic John Ruskin took a close interest and made many suggestions. He added an apse in a Byzantine style, integrating it to the existing plain structure by substituting a wagon roof for the existing flat ceiling. Scott was appointed architect to Westminster Abbey in 1849. In 1853, he built a Gothic terrace block adjoining the abbey in Broad Sanctuary. The choir stalls at Lancing College in Sussex, which Scott designed with Walter Tower, were among many examples of his work that incorporated green men. Later, Scott went beyond copying medieval English Gothic for his Victorian Gothic or Gothic Revival buildings, and began to introduce features from other styles and European countries as evidenced in his Midland red brick construction, the Midland Grand Hotel at London's St Pancras Station, from which approach Scott believed a new style might emerge. Between 1864 and 1876, the Albert Memorial, designed by Scott, was constructed in Hyde Park. It was a commission on behalf of Queen Victoria in memory of her husband Prince Albert. Scott advocated the use of Gothic architecture for secular buildings, rejecting what he called the absurd supposition that Gothic architecture is exclusively and intrinsically ecclesiastical. Quote, "He was the winner of a competition to design new buildings in Whitehall to house the Foreign Office and War Office. Before work began, however, the administration which had approved his plans went out of office. Palmerston, the new Prime Minister, objected to Scott's use of the Gothic, and the architect, after some resistance, drew up new plans in a more acceptable style. Honours. Scott was awarded the RIBA's Royal Gold Medal in 1859. He was appointed an honorary liveryman of the Turners Company, and in 1872, he was knighted. He died in 1878 and is buried in Westminster Abbey. A London County Council blue plaque marks Scott's residence at the Admiral's House on Admiral's Walk in Hampstead. Family. He married Caroline Oldred of Boston in 1838. Two of his sons, George Gilbert Scott, Jr., and John Oldred Scott, and his grandson Giles Gilbert Scott, were also prominent architects. His third son, photographer Albert Henry Scott, died at the age of 21. George Gilbert designed his funerary monument in St Peter's Church, Petersham. His fifth and youngest son was the botanist Duke Enfield Henry Scott. He was also great-uncle of the architect Elizabeth Scott. Pupils. Scott's success attracted a large number of pupils. Many would go on to have successful careers of their own, not always as architects. In the following list, the year next to the pupil's name denotes the time in Scott's office. Some of the more famous were Hubert Austin, George Frederick Bodley, Charles Buckridge, Summers Clark, William Henry Crossland, C. Hodgson Fowler, Thomas Gardner, Thomas Graham Jackson, John T. Micklethwaite, Benjamin Mountford, John Norton, George Gilbert Scott, Jr., John Oldred Scott, J. Stevenson, George Henry Stokes, George Edmund Street, William White. Books. Remarks on Secular and AMP, Domestic Architecture, Present and AMP, Future. London, John Murray, 1857. A Plea for the Faithful Restoration of Our Ancient Churches. Oxford, James Parker, 1859. Gleanings from Westminster Abbey, by George Gilbert Scott, with appendices supplying further particulars, and completing the history of the Abbey buildings, by W. Burgess. Oxford, John Henry and James Parker, 1863. Personal and Professional Recollections. London, Samson Low and Amp Co., 1879. Lectures on the Rise and Development of Medieval Architecture. London, John Murray, 1879. Lectures on the Rise and Development of Medieval Architecture. 2. London, John Murray, 1879. Additionally, he wrote over 40 pamphlets and reports, as well as publishing articles, letters, lectures and reports in The Builder, The Ecclesiologist, The Building News, The British Architect, The Civil Engineers and Architects Journal, The Illustrated London News, The Times and Transactions of the Royal Institute of British Architects. Architectural work. His projects include Public Buildings Workhouse in Winslow, Buckinghamshire, Workhouses in Amesbury, Wiltshire, Buckingham, Buckinghamshire, Kettering, Northamptonshire, Northampton, Northamptonshire, Oundle, Northamptonshire, Tiverton, Devon, Totnes, Devon, Towcester, Northamptonshire. Workhouse in Guildford, Surrey. Workhouses in Bideford, Devon, Boston, Lincolnshire, Clutton, Somerset, Flaxburton, Somerset, Gloucester, Gloucestershire, Liskeard, Cornwall, Newton Abbot, Devon, Hundleby, Lincolnshire, Tavistock, Devon. The Workhouse in Loughborough, Leicestershire. Workhouses in Amersham, Buckinghamshire, Belper, Derbyshire, Great Dunmow, Essex, Lichfield, Staffordshire, Mere, Wiltshire, Penzance, Cornwall, Redruth, Cornwall. Workhouse, Williton, Somerset and sister design, Whittam, Essex. Workhouses in Billericay, Essex, Bedworth, Warwickshire, Edmonton, London, Louth, Lincolnshire, Newcastle under Lyme, Staffordshire, Old Windsor, Berkshire, St Austell, Cornwall, Uttoxeter, Staffordshire. Buckingham Jail extension and alterations in Buckingham, Buckinghamshire. The Workhouse in Lutterworth, Leicestershire. School and Master's House, Hartshill, Stoke-on-Trent. Infant Orphan Asylum, Wanstead, Essex. Martyrs Memorial, Oxford. Reading Jail, Berkshire. Lunatic Asylum, Shelton, Shropshire. The Workhouse, Macclesfield, Cheshire. Lunatic Asylum, Clifton, York. Lunatic Asylum, Wells, Somerset. Astbury School and Master's House, Congleton. Christ Church School, Alsager, Cheshire. Brighton College, Sussex. Sandbach School, Sandbach, Cheshire. School, Trefnand, Denbighshire. School, Tysoe, Warwickshire. Crimea War Memorial, Westminster School, Broad Sanctuary, Westminster. School, Ashley, Northamptonshire. The Vaughan Library, Harrow School, Middlesex. Foreign and Commonwealth Office, Whitehall, London. Preston Town Hall, Lancashire, destroyed by fire in 1947. Old Schools, Cambridge. Leeds General Infirmary. The Albert Memorial, London. In the podium frieze, one of the images of architects, sculpted by John Burney Phillip, shows Scott himself. Midland Grand Hotel, St Pancras Station, London. McManus Galleries, formerly the Albert Institute, Dundee. The School, Great Dunmow, Essex. Real Swimming Baths, Brighton, demolished 1929. Cliftonhampton Bridge, Oxfordshire. Hall Cross Schools Library in Doncaster. Market Cross, Helmsley, Yorkshire. School Nocturne, Lincolnshire. Extension Radcliffe Infirmary, Oxford. Cemetery Chapel, Ramsgate, Kent. Lincoln's Inn, London. Library Extension, New Chambers Block A and New Chambers Block B. The main building of the new campus of the University of Glasgow, often called the Gilbert Scott Building. Savernake Hospital, Wiltshire. Gatehouse to Ramsgate Cemetery, Kent. The University Senate Hall, Bombay University. The University Library in Rajabai Clock Tower, Bombay University. The Clarkson Memorial in Wisbech. Scott first put forward designs in 1875, but work did not start until 1880. The eventual design was a slightly altered version of Scott's original design. Domestic Buildings Vicarage, Wappingham, Northamptonshire. 16 High Street, Cheshire, Buckinghamshire. Vicarage, Dinton, Buckinghamshire. Rectory, Weston Turville, Buckinghamshire. Parsonage, Blakesley, Northamptonshire. Parsonage, Hartshill, Stoke-on-Trent. Seamen's Houses, Whitby, Yorkshire. Rectory, Teffot Evius, Wiltshire. Workers' Houses, Hartshill, Stoke-on-Trent. Parsonage, Cliftonhampton, Oxfordshire. Parsonage, Barnet, Hertford. Parsonage, St Mark's, Swindon. Parsonage, Wembley, Middlesex. Parsonage, Wheaton, North Yorkshire. Houses Broad Sanctuary, Westminster. Parsonage, Trefnand, Denbighshire. Parsonage Street, Mary's, Stoke Newington, London. All Souls Vicarage, Halifax, Yorkshire. Cottages, Ilam, Staffordshire. Almshouses, Hartshill, Stoke-on-Trent. Lanhydrock House, near Bodmin, Cornwall. An Elizabethan mansion rebuilt after a fire. Formal gardens assisted by Richard Coe. Parsonage, Kilkhampton, Cornwall. Walton Hall, Warwickshire. Treverbinveen, St Neot, Cornwall. Parsonage, Ashley, Northamptonshire. Parsonage, Bridge, Kent. Vicarage, Randmore Common, Surrey. Gulham Hall, Nottinghamshire. Workers' housing at Ackroydon, Halifax. Lee Priory, Littlebourne, Kent. Alterations and additions demolished. Rectory, Higham, Forest Heath, Suffolk. Kingston Grange, Kingston St Mary, Somerset for Mr Perkins. Parsonage, St Andrews, Leicester. Hartland Abbey supervised by Richard Coe, built by Pulseman of Barnstable. Haffordounose, Llanganef, North Wales. Vicarage, Jarron Street, Leicester. Nose 1, 3 and Amp, 3A Dean's Yard, Westminster. Parsonage, Leith, Midlothian. Brownsover Hall, Warwickshire. Date uncertain. 2 lodge houses at Great Bar Hall, near Birmingham. The Master's House, St John's College, Cambridge. Parsonage, Christ Church, Ottershaw, Surrey. Parsonage, St Luke's, West Lancashire. Schools, Master's House, Ashley, Northamptonshire. Almshouses, Winchcombe, Gloucestershire. Rectory, Tide St Giles, Cambridgeshire. Vicarage, Heigham Green, Suffolk. Parsonage, Mirfield, Yorkshire. Polwheel House, Truro, Cornwall. Additions. Vicarage, Hillsdon, Buckinghamshire. St Mary's Homes, Godstone. Scott's Building, King's College, Cambridge. Parsonage Street, Michael's, New Southgate, Middlesex. Parsonage St Saviour's, Leicester. Parsonage Fulney, Lincolnshire. New Court, Pembroke College, Cambridge. Wanstead Infant Orphanage Asylum, London Borough of Redbridge. Church buildings, St Mark's Church, Ladywood. St Giles Church, Camberwell, London. Christ Church, Bridlington. St Mary's Church, Hanwell, Middlesex. Holy Trinity, Hume. St Mary's Church, Mirfield. Holy Trinity Church, Hartshill, Stoke-on-Trent. St John the Baptist's Church, St John's, Woking, Surrey. St John the Baptist Church, Beeston, Nottinghamshire. St John the Baptist's Church, Leenside, Nottingham. Holy Trinity Church, Halstead, Essex. St John the Evangelist, Westmeon, Hampshire. Squared Napt Flintwork. St Mark's Church, Worsley, Greater Manchester. St Matthias Malvern, Worcestershire. St Mark's Church, Swindon. St Nicolai, Hamburg, the tallest building in the world from 1874 to 1876. The Cathedral of St John the Baptist in St John's, Newfoundland. St Mary the Virgin, Aylesbury. St Gregory's Church, Canterbury. St Paul's Church, Canterbury. St Quirvan, Tudwile Yog, Gwynedd. St Peter's Church, South Croydon. Emmanuel Church, Forest Gate, London. St John's Church, Eastnor, Herefordshire. Church and Monument, All Saints Church, Watford, Hertfordshire. St Paul's Episcopal Cathedral, Dundee. All Saints Church, Sherborne, Warwick. Christ Church, Lee Park, Kent. St John the Evangelist, Shirley, Surrey. Holy Trinity Church, Coventry. Chapel of Exeter College, Oxford. St John's Church, Bilton, Harrogate. St Mary, Hayes, Kent. St Peter, Bushley, Worcestershire. Roof, St Mary, Tedston Delamere, Herefordshire. Chancel, St George's Minster, Doncaster. St Mary New Church, Stoke Newington. St Matthias Church, Richmond, London. All Souls Church, Halifax. St Thomas's Church, Huddersfield. St Michael and All Angels Church, Leafield, Oxfordshire. St Matthew's Church, Stretton, Cheshire. St Matthew's Church, Useley, Hillingdon. St Mary, Edwin Loach, Herefordshire. Christ Church, Wanstead, Essex. St Stephen's Church, Heigham Green, Suffolk. St Andrews, Jarram Street, Leicester. The Hereford screen, choir screen from Hereford Cathedral, now restored and in the Victoria and Albert Museum, London. All Saints Church, Langton Green, Kent. St Andrews Hospital Chapel, Northampton. St Andrews Church, Uxbridge. St John the Baptist, Penshurst. St Luke's Church, Pendleton. St Stephen and Amp, St Mark, Lewisham. St Mary's Church, Shackleford, Surrey. St Denys Church, Southampton. St Stephen's Church, Hulme Green, Suffolk. St James Church, Cradley, Herefordshire Chancel. St Peter's Church, Enza, Derbyshire. All Saints Church, Ryde, Isle of Wight. St Thomas of Canterbury Church, Chester. St Peter and St Paul, Priory Church, Leominster, Herefordshire Quatrefoil Piers. The Cathedral Church of St Mary the Virgin, Glasgow. Christ Church, Bradford-on-Avon. St Saviour's Church, Leicester. All Souls, Blackman Lane, Leeds. His last work, a large Lancet-style church. St Mary the Virgin, Speldhurst, Kent. St Michael and St George Cathedral, Grahamstown. St Paul's Church, Low Fulney, Spalding, Lincolnshire. Christ Church Cathedral, Christchurch, New Zealand. Busbridge Church, formerly known as St John the Baptist Church, Busbridge, Godalming, Surrey. St Mary's Cathedral, Edinburgh. St Mary's Church, Mirfield, West Yorkshire. St Mary, Timsbury, Somerset. St Michael, Stourport-on-Severn, Worcestershire. Design started by son John Gilbert Scott, never finished and partly demolished. St Nicholas's, Newport, Lincoln, Lincolnshire. St Peter's Church, Elworth, Cheshire. Christ the Saviour, Ealing, London. Christ Church, Ramsgate, Kent. Christ Church, Swindon, Wiltshire. Ramsgate Cemetery Chapel, Kent. Restorations. Churches. Scott was involved in major restorations of medieval church architecture all across England. Chantry Chapel of St Mary the Virgin, Wakefield, West Yorkshire. Church of St Mary and All Saints, Chesterfield, Derbyshire. St Mary's Church, Temple Balsall, Solihull, West Midlands. St John the Baptist Church, Glastonbury, Somerset. St Mary's Church, Nottingham, Nottinghamshire. Church of St Editha, Tamworth, Staffordshire. Church of St Mary Magdalene, Newark-on-Trent, Nottinghamshire. All Saints Church, Oakham. St John the Baptist Church, Aikenbury, Herefordshire. St Paul Church, Canterbury, Kent. Church of St John the Baptist, Bromsgrove, Worcestershire. St Mary Magdalene, Dunstew, Oxfordshire. St Helen's Church, Welton, East Riding of Yorkshire. St Peter and St Paul, Buckingham Church, Buckingham. Additions to the original 1780 church including chancel, buttresses, porch, roof and nave alterations were continued over the years by his second son John Gilbert Scott and grandson Charles Marriott Gilbert Scott. St John the Baptist Church, Upton Bishop, Herefordshire. St Leonard, Yarpole, Herefordshire. Restoration of chancel. St Wolfram's Church, Grantham, Lincolnshire. St Mary Abbots, Kensington, London. All Saints Church, Hillerston, Buckinghamshire. St Margaret's Church, King's Lynn. St Margaret's, Westminster, London. St Mary's Island Church on the Orchardley Estate, Somerset. St Peter's Church, Prestbury, Cheshire. St Andrew's Parish Church, Stratton, Northamptonshire. Church of St Mary the Lisp, Cambridge, Cambridgeshire. Cathedrals: Ely Cathedral, Gloucester Cathedral, Peterborough Cathedral, Coventry Cathedral, Hereford Cathedral East Side, Lichfield Cathedral and Amp, Wakefield Cathedral and Durham Cathedral and Brecon Cathedral and Amp, Canterbury Cathedral and Amp, Chichester Cathedral and Amp, Ripon Cathedral, St Edmundsbury Cathedral and Amp, Worcester Cathedral and Amp, St David's Cathedral, St David's, Wales. Salisbury Cathedral, St Asaph Cathedral and Amp, Newcastle Cathedral and Amp, Chester Cathedral, Exeter Cathedral, Christ Church, Oxford East Wall of Choir and Amp, Rochester Cathedral, St Albans Cathedral, Manchester Cathedral, Winchester Cathedral. Additionally, Scott designed the Mason and Dixon Monument in York Minster, prepared plans for the restoration of Bristol Cathedral in 1859 and Norwich Cathedral in 1860, neither of which resulted in a commission, and designed a pulpit for Lincoln Cathedral in 1863. Abbeys, priories and collegiate churches: St Mary's Church, Stafford, 1842–45; Beverley Minster, 1844, 1866–68, 1877; Westminster Abbey, 1848–78; Dorchester Abbey, 1858, 1862, 1874. King's College, Cambridge, 1859–63, 1875. Bath Abbey, 1860–77. Pershore Abbey, 1861–64, 1867. St George's Chapel, Windsor Castle, 1863. Great in Malvern Priory, c. 1864. Boxgrove Priory, 1864–67. Priory Church, Leominster, 1864–66, 1876–78. Monkwearmouth Jarrow Abbey, 1865–66. Selby Abbey, 1872–74. Tewkesbury Abbey, 1874–79. Bridlington Priory, 1875–80. Other restoration work. Scott restored the inner gateway of Reading Abbey in 1860–1861 after its partial collapse. St Mary's of Charity in Faversham, which was restored by Scott in 1874, and Dundee Parish Church, and designed the chapels of Exeter College, Oxford, St John's College, Cambridge and King's College, London. He also designed St Paul's Cathedral, Dundee. Lichfield Cathedral's ornate west front was extensively renovated by Scott from 1855 to 1878. He restored the cathedral to the form he believed it took in the Middle Ages, working with original materials where possible and creating imitations when the originals were not available. It is recognized as some of his finest work. Gallery of architectural work.